And this afternoon, we're learning that government may not be able to pay salaries in the next 3 months. That's according to the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, who's urging lawmakers to, quote, show leadership in order to avert an imminent crisis in the public sector. It is actually unclear if the statement of the Speaker is a signal to the minority to soften their opposition to the controversial electronic transactions levy. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta disclosed last week that government's coffers is dry, hence the need for new revenue measures, including the controversial subject of the e-levy. In what appears to be his concerns for workers in the public sector, the Speaker of Parliament says urgent steps ought to be taken to contain the situation.
Honourable members, the information at my disposal, this is not to discourage the committee from doing their work. If something is not done within the next 3 months, government may not even be able to pay salaries. So we have to take leadership. We have to do a lot of things. With this, the House is accordingly adjourned till Friday.
Well, so that's the confirmation from the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, there, but there's a need for us to have a conversation on this. What's the reaction of the labor unions to all that's happening and the signal we're getting? Fortunately, John Sampa, who's the Deputy General Secretary of the Public Services Workers Union, is joining us for a reaction on this. We also do have via Zoom joining us Executive Secretary of the Civil and Local Government Staff Association, Clerk Isaac Bampo, joining us. Thank you, gentlemen, for your time here on the Pulse. And if I may, of course, start off with you, Zami, on this. What's the reaction of the Public Sector Workers Union on the latest indication we're getting? It appears that your salaries may not be paid in the next 3 months. I'm asking, if you can hear me, I'm asking about your reaction to this latest indication we're getting that in the next 3 months, if care is not taking, your salaries may not be paid.
Come again the question. I'm not hearing it clear now. Come again.
So I'm asking about your reaction to what we are hearing from the Speaker of Parliament, that if care is not taking, your salaries may not be paid in the public sector.
Well, the Speaker will do as well if we are all privy to the information that he's got access to. And that's why he's making this statement. Then maybe we can all take informed decisions. But as of now, we cannot speak to you because we are not privy to the information that the Speaker has got access to.
But we know that you've always raised some concerns about your conditions of service. If granted that what the Speaker is anything to go by, that would mean that perhaps your concerns may not be addressed anytime soon.
Well,
so how is that coming to you?
That conclusion, because like I said, we are not privy to. He should share whatever information is available to him, and then we can then know or the next step we should take. But as of now, we don't know where he's getting information from.
But this is the Speaker of Parliament. Obviously, supervises quite a lot.
But I don't think this is the Finance Minister. If you say that is the Finance Minister who is speaking, yes. But Speaker of Parliament, I think let's know the source of your information.
So what you mean to say is that you take this only from the Speaker of Parliament and not the Speaker? Is that the suggestion?
If the Minister for Employment is making such a statement, yeah, then I know there's a serious with it. But the Speaker, I'm not privy to the information that he's got. So if he could share that information with us, yeah, then we can then make a statement. But as of now, we cannot make a statement because we don't know what information or where he's taking this information from.
And what we do know is that even before his statement, government is intending to engage organized labor somewhere next week. The president himself is scheduled to be part of that consultation. There are some who are suggesting that perhaps all of these will play out when you engage stakeholders
we are
next Monday.
To engage government at a conference. So when it comes up, then we'll speak to it. As of now, nobody has indicated anything to us.
What has been, and just out of curiosity, what has been the level of engagement between yourself and the Finance Ministry over the recent concerns that you've raised about your conditions?
Oh, well, I think we've been, the issue was handled by the senior advisor to the president, and I think so far we are happy. Hello, sir. I said the issue was handled by the special advisor to the president, that's Honorable Usafo Bam. And I think so far we are happy with negotiations.
So if it does happen that you're not paid in the next 3 months, what are we likely to see from your outfit?
Well, like I'm saying, we don't know where he's taking the source of this information.
And I can imagine that.
There are channels in place to communicate to us if that is the situation. But so far, nobody has communicated to us, so we cannot speak to it.
Right. I would have to leave it here with you. Thank you, Isaac Bampoado, for joining us. You're doubting the source of the speaker and that he should come out clear. But let's also get from the public, get some reactions from the Public Sector Workers Union. And also, we do know that a group is intending to embark on a demonstration if indeed government tampers with the salaries of public sector workers. Azubila Imano Abdul Salam is also joining us. But first, let's hear from the Public Sector Workers Union. What's really your reaction, Sami, to all of these that we're hearing? Are you also doubtful, just as ClockSAG is indicating to us?
Hello, good afternoon, and greetings to all your listeners this afternoon.
I'm asking if you also doubt the, just as ClockSAG is indicating to us, do you also doubt the source of what the speaker is telling us?
Yes, to us, we are not surprised because we know for some time now, government consistently threaten us with this salary increment. If you could remember, during the salary negotiation at the Tripartite Committee, one of the reason that they gave was that they are going to lay workers off if the union leaders, including Dr. Bagbin, we just spoke to, if they fail to accept the 4% and 7% salary increment, they were going to lay off workers. So they used that one to threaten us. Immediately after that one, August last year, we were threatened that January this year, if you are working, you don't have Ghana card, they were not going to pay us. We demonstrated, and with the help of you, the media, they reversed that decision. When they sent the e-levy to Parliament, the first thing that we heard was if they failed to approve the e-levy, workers were not going to be paid in 2022. And now, we are hearing from the speaker saying that he has been briefed that workers will not be paid the next 3 months if they fail to pass this e-levy and what of you. We are saying this is very disrespectful to workers in this country. Why? Because we know that government and the Article 71 office holders, they are not taking huge sums of money. Their fuel allowances alone is our annual salary. Why can't they threaten themselves? They should threaten the MP that they wouldn't fuel their cars to Parliament if they fail to pass the e-levy. They should cut down the 488 million US dollars allocated to the presidency alone as budgetary allocation to the president. If they cut some of these things and they reduce the Article 71 office holder's salary from the 79% that they increased last year, I think we wouldn't be talking about workers' salary not being paid the next 3 months and what of you.
Right. Just to get some clarity on this, you are giving indications that the writings were on the wall and that the indication was giving some days back or months back that indeed there was going to be some rationalization in the public sector. What are the details of that engagement? What did you hear from government, really?
You know, we have not heard anything officially, but it is not new to us. Because as I indicated, we have received several threats against our salaries this year. And this is what government is implementing. And we believe that our union leaders, including Dr. Bagbin, you just spoke to, they have failed workers in this country because going to tripartite committee to accept the inhumane salary increment of 4% and 7%, that one alone was an insult. Using COVID-19 as basis. We know we are paying COVID-19 levy. There are a lot of money that we have received from World Bank in connection with this COVID-19, and yet we keep on using this COVID-19 to be threatening workers' salary. We believe that it is deliberate attempt to frustrate government workers in this country. Numerous strike action here and there, and they are still talking about government not being able to pay us the next 3 months if they fail to approve the e-levy. We believe as workers, a lot of money has been lost in this country. If you remember the 52 billion Ghana cedi that was transferred from Ghana Commercial Bank to an unknown account, the $12 million fertilizer money that they said it is missing from the Agri Ministry. Tonight alone, they said liquidation of three investment, which was almost equivalent to 11.8 million US dollars. And if we look at aside that, almost 141 million US dollars was also not accounted for per the Auditor General report. All these things are serious scandals that if government broke all these loopholes, I believe we will have enough money beyond this e-levy, and there wouldn't be any threat against government workers when it comes to our annual salary. We are not begging government for salary. It is something that we have worked. We have taken transport to work every day. Look at the fuel increments and what of you, and yet we come back to do all these things, and we still go ahead to threaten us of our salary. I think that is very unfortunate.
It appears that your coalition is already taking up this matter very seriously. You're threatening to go on the streets if indeed salaries are tampered with. Tell us about that.
Exactly. As we speak right now, we are putting things together, and we want to contact Speaker of Parliament to know the source of his information and know how valid that information is. And we are not going to sit down until that 3 months comes for us to go to our bank account and meet empty salary. We will take action prior to that time. So we are not going to sit down at all, as our union leaders are saying that they don't believe the source of the information, and therefore they will take action. They will wait until the next 3 months. We go to our banks and there's no money before they will start saying that they are fighting for workers. We know our union leaders have failed us, and we will not sit down this time and put our destiny into the hands of our union leaders. And we are going to take this action, and very soon you will hear our demonstration schedules and what of you to fight against some of these inhumane treatments against workers in this country.
Emmanuel Azubila, we're grateful that you've been able to join us. In fact, we'll keep our eyes on this, try and get you the very latest from Parliament, indeed, as to why the Speaker is making such a declaration.